about that from coronavirus have probably come some new legal issues. Things like gyms, gymnasiums closed and still charging their customers. Do you foresee a new wave of different type of legal action?
I do. Obviously, the whole point of these gyms is providing certain services, and the fact that they can't and they continue to charge their members. Now, clearly, they're doing it a little bit out of desperation. They don't have a choice. They can't run their company. They might be having a lot of trouble getting these loans. But in reality, I feel like they are. There is going to be some liability, and they should rethink the way that they're handling the situation. I think they will. I think that people who come together and want to sue these individuals, companies, are ultimately going to have to pay and reimburse the membership fees.
Okay, that's just one of the many things that could be certainly new to deal with legally. Next text coming in for Jonathan. My employer says we can't wear masks or gloves because it'll scare the customers. Can my boss tell me that?
Well, unfortunately, your boss can tell you that, although the employer is taking the wrong approach, because the employees might get together and essentially walk out, where the employer is not going to be able to continue working. So now, if the employee really wants to, they can get a doctor's note and claim some type of disability as far as anxiety, stress. And if the doctor fills out the note correctly, they could actually use it as a reasonable accommodation, saying, "Listen, I can't work unless you give me this accommodation of wearing a mask and gloves." So there's a way to kind of get around that. They should also be forcing their customers to wear masks and gloves and limit the number of people in the store at a time.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of that now, especially at grocery stores like Sprouts and other places. You can't get in unless you have a mask. Okay, next text from Mr. Bell. I'm grateful to have a job, but I feel like I'm endangering my family's health by going to work. I can't do my job from home. Do I have options, or is my only option to quit this job?
Well, the problem with quitting the job is you most likely will be denied unemployment. Unless you could, there's potentially an argument if you get a doctor's note and the doctor says this individual could no longer work due to some type of medical condition, then you could potentially go and seek unemployment. Like I said in response to the earlier answer, you could take certain precautions. My recommendation is, number one, to speak with the employer, say, listen, you have to wear a mask, you have to wear gloves, or if it's something where you're dealing with customers, request your employer put up some plexiglass. If your employer refuses, the next step would be going to a physician and going under some type of reasonable accommodation theory under the law.
Yeah, there's just a lot coming your way and a lot of new legal type questions. You mentioned plexiglass, masks, shields. There's so many new things that we're dealing with that the legal system has yet to vet and challenge. So, all right. Thank you very much, Jonathan, and thank you to everyone who sent in questions.